of 5 Kodak cameras, some Instamatics, and this disc camera. One of them actually still has some film in a box, sealed up there, but of course who knows the viability of that film. And I got these on a table lot. I actually have a few more cameras like this. I got them last fall, but as the world's laziest eBay seller, it took me until January to finally dust them off and figure out what they were, and they're just not worth much. And the way I thought I could make any money off them was lotting them up like this, and I still only got $25, but they're going to Bangkok, Thailand. This is a big old Coleman steel cooler in red, and even though it's all scratched up on top, these are still saleable. It actually has some wear on the bottom as well. As long as it's got a good latch and it's not cracked on the inside, and that the spout is in good condition, they always sell. This one sold for $50 even in this kind of condition. I've got a smaller one over here getting set to list that one as well. This probably took about 2 months to sell. I found this in the fall of last year. Probably paid $5 for it. Well, it's a bit of a Frankenbox, but it works. And I just noticed that this is going to a prop department in New York City. The Lincoln Center Theater is where this Coleman cooler's going. This is a 1960 Mercury Comet 4-door promotional model. It's kind of showing some age to it, but still in good shape and still desirable. Sold for $60. This is a amateur built 75 Dodge Dart model car. And does it have a Hemi? You bet it's got a Hemi. Actually pretty nice detail for an amateur paint job. And I had this priced at $80, but it's been up for over 6 months, and finally took a best offer of $60. Years ago, on one of Ryan's What Sold videos, remember those? I love those. She talked about a pair of Bass Weegians, and I found a pair not long after that, and they've just sat. I've compared prices, and they were valuable, but I finally took a best offer of $80, which still isn't bad. Maybe it's the tassels that threw the sale off a little bit, but pretty good shape. Again, after a couple of years, these sold for $80. To London, England, to a gentleman at Sony Studios. Hope it's some bigwig hotshot. Another new old stock Ford part. This is a bezel for the side marker light on a Mustang 2. And this sold on a best offer of $40. It's Monday morning. I'm listening to the weekly podcast, and apropos to what Jay and Ryan are talking about, parting out. This is the defroster from a Ford Mustang 2. Talk about a weird part to be looking for. But this part sold for $30. This is a pair of Alpine Stars motocross boots, or all-terrain vehicle boots, however you want to use them. And I picked these up at an auction late last year, and finally got around this month to cleaning them up, because they always come dirty. But these were in excellent shape, not all beat up. Made sure all the buckles were working, and the interior was clean. A good size too, men's 12. And so I put them up for $90, and a few weeks later they sell. Another lot of vintage Kodak cameras sold. These are just 3 cameras, but they're a little bit more desirable for collectors. The Bullseye, and this Brownie Hawkeye flash, and this Starmite. And this Hawkeye flash even has some good flash bulbs in it. I guess this little Starmite has one in it too. And with their original boxes, and these three sold for $60. I bought this 9-inch Magnavox portable TV last spring on eBay. Nobody was looking, and I got it for 10 bucks, and shipping was not that much. I don't believe I paid over $20 in total for everything. And the only thing wrong with it is it had a loose on-off switch, which I was able to fix. And I bought it because my accent color in my living room is orange, and I thought this would match, but it's just a little bit too light. As a matter of fact, Magnavox calls this color gold. Well, I kept it around anyway, and it would often end up in photos of other stuff I was selling. And I had inquiries on it, so I finally listed it this month for $80. Lo and behold, it sold. This is a Zenith Cordette bandshell record player. I got this at a garage sale for free because it didn't work. And it's my first attempt at recapping an amplifier. It's a single tube amplifier, and I replaced all the capacitors, ordered them off eBay. They're not very expensive. Just have to desolder the old ones and solder in the new ones. And then I took apart the turntable and cleaned out all the old grease out of the changer mechanism and re-lubed it, and it works really nice. Made a nice video for this listing, and it sold for $125. I've kept it indoors so I could keep using it for a little while, but look at this ice I got to deal with to get up to the shop. It's just what I need is to fall down with this thing in my hands. This is a 8mm cassette tape rewinder, video cassette tape rewinder. Really rare to find one of these, and especially brand new, never used. I found it on Facebook Marketplace or perhaps Craigslist. I can't remember, but he only wanted $1 for it. And I arranged to meet him, and then he had to cancel, and then I didn't hear from him for a whole month. I kind of forgot about it myself, and then when he called me, I met him right away, and he only wanted $1 for it, brand new. I knew it'd be worth something, but I didn't think it would be worth $90. But that's what it sold for. This is a still new in the box shortwave 4-band FM AM radio, portable radio. I don't even remember where I got this. I didn't pay very much for it because I had it priced at $25. And same guy made an offer of $15 over a month ago for it, and I came back at $20, I think, and he finally upped his offer yesterday to $17. Figured that's good enough. I've had it long enough. I haven't sold any boxes of tapes lately. I still have a number of them left. Got a question yesterday asking me if my listing was for just one tape or for a box of 10, and of course I wrote him back right away. And he went and bought 2 of these for 25 bucks a piece. This is a pair of disc washing brushes made by Disc Washer here in the United States. And it's got a full bottle of D4. The only reason it's full is because in one of my stereo purchases, some of the extras was a tall bottle of the D4, so I've been able to refill smaller bottles. I've got so many of these, I just decided to lot them up. This one has a little bit of wear to it, but nice wood handles, and people still looking for these to clean their records, even though there's probably much better systems out there now. These date back to the 70s. And I sold this pair with the bottle of D4 liquid for $26. This is a pair of Uvex safety sunglasses. The little guards on the sides. And this is just part of an auction lot. I was able to sell these for $60. After the big freeze, now we got the big melt. Been 40 degrees yesterday, and supposed to get up that today, so everything's turned to ice. entrance to our Gooder State Park. They built this a couple of years ago, and I thought it was really going to make the park all crowded, but still just run into a few people every now and then.